Good morning and welcome to the Sunday service. This morning we're going to meditate few minutes. After the meditation, Venerable Pannaloka is going to give a Dhamma talk. After that, question and answer and chanting. Right now, the Reverend Ratana Sara is going to lead the Metta meditation.
Good morning, everybody. So you can just relax your body. Take a long breath 3 times. Now we are going to do the loving kindness meditation. So begin with yourself. You can start the loving kindness meditation. So you can repeat after me silently the loving kindness meditation like this way. May I be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May no problems come to me. May I find fulfillment. And also, may I have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet or overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May my parents, may my brothers and sisters be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they also find fulfillment. May there be patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet or overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May my teachers and all Dhamma teachers and my friends be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they find fulfillment. And also, may they have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet or overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. And also, all enemies, and also all the people in this world and other all worlds, and also in this planet and other planets, all human beings and sentient beings be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. may no problems come to them. May they find fulfillment. And also, may they have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. If someone tried to hate me, if someone tried to loving kindness me, if someone tried to compassion to me, those kind of all people be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to them, may no difficulties come to them, may no problems come to them, may they find fulfillment. And also may they have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. If you have a specific person in your life, you can mention that person's name silently and mindfully. You can spread the loving kindness to that person, and you can continue this meditation until when you hear the bell sound.
Thank you, Venerable Ratan Sara, leading the meditation. Right now, Venerable Pannaloka is going to give a Dhamma talk, so you can start your Dhamma talk. And make sure to this big microphone also close to your mouth, because people are complaining. Sometimes cannot hear, especially the YouTube people, when we put this talk in YouTube, sometimes some problems. So make sure to keep both mic close to your mouth.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Is it working? It's working. Thank you, Sada. Good morning, and how are you doing? Hope everyone is doing good. Yes, we started this year 2025 with a lot of hopes, desires, and now it's been 3 months. The time is passing, it's flying, and it's so fast. It's been 3 months, and now we are coming to the end of March. One quarter is already gone. How to pronounce it? Quarter? Yes, quarter. One quarter is already gone. And like this, every year we start the new year with a lot of hopes, desires, and wishes. Today I want to share with you something related to these hopes, desires, and wishes. I'm living next to this house, and I don't mention the place I'm living, the location. Anyway, I'm living in the next house. And one day, a lady, she was also living in the same house in the upstairs. And she comes to prepare the food. And now she's no more. She left the place. And one day she came to prepare the food, and I was also preparing the food. I can't remember whether it is breakfast or lunch. Anyway, I was cooking my food. And every time she comes to the kitchen, we used to have some, friendlier talk, some kind of discussions. She used to share her experiences with me. Sometimes if I don't know how to cook the food, I ask her how to cook the American food, because I'm coming from Sri Lanka. I cook always Asian food. So like this. And one day when I was cooking my food and talking to her, she asked me a very wonderful question. I believed I answered her question. And what was her question? She asked me, "Hey, you are a monastic, right?" Then I said, "Yes, I'm a monastic." And what kind of ingredients do you add to these, curries whenever you are cooking? Then I said that, of course, just like you, like salt, pepper, all this stuff. And why do you add all these things again and again? Then I said, I need to make it better, because I should have a better feeling, a taste. But the monks are not supposed to have a desire for taste, right? You are a monastic, so if you are a Buddhist monastic, you are not supposed to have a desire for taste. I said, okay. But I said that I'm still a human being. I still need to taste the food. But your final goal is nirvana, right? To have the final cessation of this dukkha. She has some kind of knowledge in the, in the Buddhist teaching. That's why she was going on asking these questions. And I said that, yes, my idea was also to, have the final cessation, maybe a nirvana in this, maybe in this circle of birth of, death in this samsara. Then when she asked this question, I said like, yeah, I still need to make food better because otherwise I can't eat because I'm not a robot. I need to eat. And she was, she went on asking a lot of questions, and I answered, and I told her like, first I need to enjoy the food. Next, I will take care of the nirvana. First, I need to. It is true that I'm a Buddhist monastic, but I need to still enjoy the food. Otherwise, I can't eat this. I have some kind of. If I don't add all these ingredients again and again to make it better, then I don't feel like eating it, and then I will not digest it, because when I eat it with some kind of dislike, then it will not favorable for me. Then she said, "Oh, okay, you can go ahead." And then I prepared my food, and that's it. That's the story. And with that, I want to share with you. Yes, there's something called desire, which is against the final goal of Buddhism, which is the nirvana. But I think it is not the normal desire. It is not the normal joy, normal desire. We need some kind of regular desire. Without the regular desire, normal desire, we can't continue this life. That's how I believe, that's my understanding is. That's what I also find whenever I am going through the Tripitaka, the teachings of the Buddha, whether it is in Mahayana text or whether it is in Theravada text. No doubt. And when we talk about this desire, I find, and you might also have heard some words like tanha, upadana. Tanha means the craving, again the desire. And upadana is some kind of attachment. But we need some kind of desire, some kind of attachment. And I think Chinese New Year, we finish it, and we finish it with a lot of good food here in Dhanam, the whole. And whenever we remember Chinese New Year, Ulambana service, I don't know what Bante is going to organize next, like maybe for the Vesak. Whenever we remember these, festivals here, ceremonies, I get some kind of good feeling like to enjoy good food. Even though I'm still a Buddhist, a monastic, I still need to enjoy good food. And whenever I remember Vietnamese soup, yes, my mouth is watering. I need it because first I need to live. I want to enjoy this life. And then while I'm living, I'm using this body, and while I'm going through this life, ahead, I will try to achieve the final bliss, the nirvana also. So this desire is not the normal desire or the regular desire, as I told you earlier. It's a bit beyond. So I would like to describe it, I would like to introduce it like it's a kind of excessive desire, a deep desire, which is not very favorable for us, and which is also not favorable for the whole world, and for everyone. And when we go through the original text, in the Buddha's teaching, we find these two words, tanha. In Sanskrit, it is called trishna. Trishna. Trishna means again the craving. When it comes to the Pali language, whenever the Sanskrit words comes to the Pali language, and it becomes soft, so we call it tanha. Tanha means again the craving. And then the upadana. Upadana means the attachment. Yes, but it is also not a normal attachment. It's a kind of excessive attachment, a deep attachment. Of course, that is not conducive to us, and it is also not favorable to us. It does not benefit us. But the other, the normal desire, it benefits us. Whenever I see a McDonald's, it benefits me. Whenever I see KFC, and we need to enjoy food, we need to enjoy all the other things in this world, but there should be a limit. And if it is not a normal desire, a regular desire, that is not favorable to us, it will bring a lot of suffering. That's what what is repeating now, and that's what we are also repeating in this circle of birth and death. It is because of excessive desire, a deep attachment, we are still here. And I wonder whether everyone knows Gloria, and Gloria used to come to this temple, and Gloria had met a Bhante, a Sri Lankan monk from Sri Lanka here. And one day she had asked a question from him like, Bhante, why we are here in this world? Then Gloria was, she was telling me this story. And that Sri Lankan monk had answered her question like, in two words like, to suffer. That's it. Why we are in this world? To suffer. And yes, if it is an excessive, a deep desire or attachment, it does not do any good for us, for anyone, and that is why we are repeating this experience. So when it comes to the Theravada Tripitaka, Theravada Suttas, in the original text, even in Mahayana also, we find these words Trishna, Tanha, and Upadana. And Buddha explains in the second truth of the Four Noble Truths. We have, in Theravada something called a theory. It's four truths, four common truths in this whole world, where whatever we see, we can see that it's the suffering, and the origin of suffering, cessation of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering. There are four truths. So we call it whatever the way we introduce it, like using some epithets, some adjectives like Four Noble Truths, Noble Truths. So it's a common truth, no one can deny it. So when it comes to the second truth, the origin of this suffering, Buddha says, Buddha mentions, and he describes about this, he describes this tanha, this craving, this excessive craving. And he says, Yayang tanha pono bhavika nandiraga sahakata tatra tatrabhinandini. I know that it's just like Greek to you because it's in Pali. I will translate I will translate the idea for you, Ben. Yes. Yayang tanha. Here it means, you can hear. Yayang tanha. Tanha means, again, the craving. This craving, yayang tanha, pono bhavika, it is leading to the rebirth. That craving creates rebirth. We are repeating it. And tatra yayang tanha, pono bhavika. Pono bhavika means, in the Pali language, we have a word like punabhava. That means whatever the way we have the words, we don't have to fight for the words in English, the translations, we have different translations, different words. Punabhava means rebirth, reincarnation. So Pono Bhavika, so it changes this word, this word, Pali word changes, giving the meaning like Pono Bhavika. This craving leads to the next birth, rebirth, reincarnation. And Tatra Tatra Nandiraga Sahagata. Again, Buddha uses two words, Nandiraga Sahagata. What is the nature of this excessive desire, this craving for becoming? Nandi means happiness. We feel like, again and again, we feel like going through the same experience, going through the same existence, going through the same rebirth. Nandi means to become happy. Raga means attachment. We have both these, these two qualities, to become happy and also with some kind of, excessive attachment. We like to continue this journey of circle of birth and death. And Tatra Tatra Abhinandini. Tatra in Pali language, Tatra means wherever we are born, we like to enjoy that life. Abhinandini means we like to enjoy it. And that's what Buddha, says in the suttas whenever he is referring to this craving, this tanha. It is not the normal truth. This is the definition. You can read it if you are going through the Pali language. If you need to go through the translations, you can find this. This is not a normal desire. This is a kind of, some kind of abnormal desire. So it gives us the feeling like if we are having it, we need to become again and again. That means that to continue this rebirth, to repeat this journey. Now we have the question like, if we are going to repeat this journey, is it okay? Is it favorable? Does it give us a lot of happiness? It's for the time being, yes. It gives us some kind of happiness, but it's for the time being. It's just for now. It's a short time happiness. And since the time is coming to an end, I want to share with you another story, and then I will finish this story, allowing you to ask a lot of questions if you have. And now I'm going to share with you a story that relates to this excessive kind of desire. I feel like there is some kind of excessive kind of desire in this story, and this is related to every one of us, and everyone is in this world, not only to that person in the story. And this story happens in Sri Lanka. And why I know this story is because I know this family, and two persons one day, they were riding two bikes. One person was a bit old and the other person was young. And these two persons, they were coming from two opposite directions. And they met with an accident. And that old person, he was not that much strong. Luckily, that young person, he was safe. But that old person, he was not safe. And after the accident, he was taken to the hospital. And within a very short period of time, he stayed, though he was hospitalized, he was given the treatments. He had to stay in the ICU. He died. He died in that accident. And that's it. But the family members, they were trying to find fault with the other person, that young person. You are the person who made, who made the accident and who did the accident, and you should be responsible for that. Like this, they had some kind of arguments, and they were going through the law, and a lot of things happening. Anyway, this old person, he had children. He had one daughter, and she was also getting ready for her studies, like in her university, for one of her university degrees, exams. And she was also getting ready for her marriage life, and she had a boyfriend, but they didn't have the time to, to finish it with a wedding ceremony. So she was getting ready for her wedding ceremony, and her father died all of a sudden, unexpectedly. No one expected it. So he died, and because of all these, unpleasant stories, that person's daughter, she was not ready to have a wedding, and she postponed it after, talking to her boyfriend. And after a couple of months, anyway, they decided, once they finished the father's final rites, funeral ceremonies, they discussed, and they wanted to have a wedding ceremony. And they had the wedding ceremony. After the wedding ceremony, in Sri Lanka, we have a special temple, a religious place called Tooth Relic Temple, where one of the Buddha's tooth is enshrined in a beautiful golden casket. And I think Russell went to that place. It's a good place, but sometimes it's just like a madhouse because of cultural events. Yes, and it's because of people have some kind of, respect for the Buddha. They go on, beating the drums, and a lot of things going on there. And sometimes foreigners go there thinking like there is much peace, lot of peace inside the temple, but the temple is just like a madhouse. A lot of things are going on there. Yes. Anyway, that's what the temple is, and it's in the Kandy district. It's a beautiful temple. And whenever I go back to Sri Lanka, I also used to go to that place, and it gives me a lot of, how I can say, a sacred feeling, a purified feeling for me. And so I go to the place. Then people also, they offer a lot of flowers throughout the whole day. People offer a lot of beautiful flowers, lotuses and jasmines. Jasmine, in my case, I prefer to offer jasmines, a lot of jasmines in front of the Buddha's, that place. And then I have some kind of desire. Again, I desire some kind of wishes. I make some wishes, and then I come back. And it's one of the beautiful places, sacred places I prefer to visit. So these two couples, after their wedding ceremony, they decided to visit this temple. They visited that Tooth Relic Temple, thinking like, we can have a lot of blessings from the Buddha, because one of the Buddha's tooth relic, sacred tooth relic, is enshrined in a beautiful casket inside the temple. And some people, whenever they go to that place, some people they meditate, some people they go on chanting, some people they spend some time there, very peacefully, and they with a lot of hopes, sometimes wishes, they go to that place. And some people they go, irrespective of Buddhist, whether Buddhist or non-Buddhist, they visit that temple and they make a lot of wishes. And some people they make wishes to come to America. You may not believe it. Yes, they have some kind of desire to come to America, and they go and they offer some flowers and they make the wish. May I be able to go to America, and like this, may I get a good visa, like this. A lot of good thoughts. So these two young couples, they went to that place after the wedding ceremony. And that daughter of that dead person, she made a wish. Her wish was related to her father, and she made the wish like, may my father come back to life, and may he be reborn among ourselves. That daughter had a very close connection, great attachment with the father. She loved her father a lot, and that's it. They came back, and when it was time for delivering a child, she had a baby boy. And when this baby boy, when that child was, started to talk about, speaking to the members, family members. Anyway, when that child was speaking the language, sometimes that child mentions some incidents related to that dead person. And sometimes the child speaks to his, grandma, like addressing by her name. Normally in Sri Lanka, we don't address our grandmas by her name. We call like grandma, like that's it. We have in Sinhalese language like Attamma, Achi, like this lot of words for the grandma. But we never call we never addresses our grandmas like by her name, like, hey, Jasmine, Evelyn, like this. We never call like that. So that, because I'm not trying to, I don't want to mention their names and locations, and it's not related to this story of my Dhamma sharing. What we need is the story. This is a true story. And anyway, this child, whenever sometimes he speaks to his grandma, he addresses her by her name. And sometimes when it is time for the tea time, he says like, hey, I need a cup of tea. But this language and the way he uses the language, it's just similar to that person, that dead person. And one day, that old lady, she wanted to ask some questions from this young boy. And she had asked like, who are you? And then he had told her like, I'm your husband. What are you talking? Don't you remember me? I'm your husband. Okay. And again, for some on some days, in Sri Lanka, not like here, we have some people, they have big properties and they have a lot of coconut trees. And a villager, just like homeless here, and whenever he passes that place, that boy, he speaks to his grandma saying like, today is also, this person is also going to trespass this property, and he's going to some coconut from my property. Go and see what he is going to do, like this, But these incidents are related to the dead person, that dead person. And one day she had asked like, okay, what else do you remember like? And that young boy, he had told like, this is how I died, this is the place. One day, one person, he came on the opposite direction and we met with an accident and it injured me a lot. That person is okay, because there are a lot of, those roads are tricky and with a lot of blind spots, no one can see. So both of us, we didn't see each other, so it can happen. But unfortunately, I died. And the bike, it hit my leg here, something like this. And even in this life, he has a scar here. But nothing has happened to that boy. The scar is still on the leg here. And whenever the boy is passing by the hospital in that area, he says that is where I died. There is a specific room, and that's where the ICU. And I had to spend some time in the ICU, and that's where I died. Like this, he was repeating, and even that boy is still there, and they are one of our, devotees, the family in our temple in Sri Lanka. And I don't know much about that story or that boy, because I had to come here in 2016. I was talking about all these things before 2016. Now it's been almost 9 years. And every time I go, last time also I went back to my temple, I saw that boy, but I didn't feel like asking those questions because it's weird. And if I go, if I go and ask him, first I should have the permission from their parents. They are very loving people to the temple. And that grandma, one day she had talked to our the abbot of our temple, saying that Bhante, I'm a Buddhist. I was a Buddhist. I have been a Buddhist for a long time by birth, but I never believed those things like rebirth, reincarnation. Now I feel like finding a lot of information about this. Earlier I didn't believe like there is a rebirth, reincarnation. But this boy, I don't know, he is just a boy. No one taught him, no one asked him to describe those things. He had no connections with the past, that dead person. He's just a boy, and but he's speaking whatever the things he says. there's some very close connection in between that person and my life, and like this, yes. And this is the story. And why I wanted to share this story with you. And that daughter, she had also a kind of desire, but it became a kind of attachment to her father, right? And the father also had some kind of attachment. It's because of that attachment. I don't know whether he was the same person. I mean, was reborn in that family through that boy. I'm not sure. But I have a lot of curiosities, like why that boy was saying all these things, and you might have also heard a lot of stories like this, and this is not the right time to share it with you. And my idea was today to share that story and to connect that story with these two words, craving and attachment. If it goes beyond the limit, if it becomes a kind of excessive attachment, a deep attachment or a desire, then whatever the person, whether you are the father, the husband, the wife, mother, a brother, this life continues. This existence continues. That's what Buddha says in the suttas also. Buddha says like, tanha paccaya upadana. If you go through the causality, the theory of causality, there are 12 factors, 12 components in the another deep teaching in the Buddha's teaching, just like the four truths, four noble truths. The causality, we call it paticca samuppada. In the paticca samuppada, there are 12 factors, 12 components, and it says like, if somebody is having some kind of deep desire, tanha paccaya upadana, you can see it's in this chanting book in the IBMC also, in the last page, the paticca samuppada. And it says like, tanha paccaya upadana. If we are having a deep desire, a kind of deep, desire, a light, then tanha paccaya upadana. Then we get next, it is the attachment, a deep kind of attachment, and tanha paccaya upadana. Then when we get the upadana, attachment, what happened to us is upadana paccaya bhavo. Then it leads to the free birth. Upadana paccaya bhavo. Bhavapaccaya jati. Bhava means the samsara, the circle of birth and death. And when we are reborn, when we are becoming again and again, and Buddha says like, jati paccaya jara maranang soka parideva dukkha domana supaya sambhavanti, like this in the Pali language. Buddha says like, after you are reborn, you will go through a lot of sufferings, a lot of lamentations, grief, troubles, hardships, difficulties, so many things. And Buddha says like, if we are having this attachment and desire, a deep attachment, we will continue this journey. We will continue the samsara. We will continue the circle of birth and death. And that's it I have to share with you today, since the time has come to an end. And also I want to give you a time to ask if you have some questions, maybe you have some comments, maybe you have some beautiful stories. I don't know whether we have enough time to share all these things within this time limit, but I should come to an end. Leaving a question for you. Should I continue this birth of circle of birth and death? Should we continue this existence? And is it favorable if I am going to have a desire, or if I am going to have a deep desire? Is it okay with me to have a normal desire or an abnormal desire? It's up to us. That's it. Thank you so much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Venerable Pannaloka. Any question? Yes.
How can we discern between our normal desire and when it becomes more abnormal? Like at one time, years ago, I wanted this mango sorbet, and it would not leave my mind. And I went to 4 different stores, walking everywhere to find it. Till I got my mango sorbet. I remember someone telling me, "Don't be a slave to your senses."
Yeah, it's a good question. Thank you so much for your question. How do we discern the deep desire, right? The abnormal desire. What is the limit? Um, as I told you earlier, this is not related to our normal life. And it can happen to me. It is happening to me also. If I'm not happy with this McDonald's, I will go to the next KFC. If the KFC is not good for me, I will go to the next Bel Taco. It is normal. But to identify the limit, uh, we have to connect it with our, special with our existence, this rebirth, this what do we call the excessive attachments, like all the other desire we have in our normal life, everyday life, that is normal, that is okay. But if we are having some kind of desire to have it by force, sometimes we use force, sometimes we use some kind of, what do we call, some tactics, and we try to deceive another person. If we try to cheat another person and to grab everything, thinking like everything is for me, the whole world is for me, everything is for me, it becomes a kind of, sorry, a deep desire, a deep attachment. And it could be your parents. And I know that everyone, we have our family members, we have some kind of attachment, but if it becomes a kind of deep attachment, and we don't like something bad happen to them, like, whatever it is, we don't like to avoid them, we don't like to get rid of them, but we should always live with a kind of an understanding, like one day we should get rid of these, everything. Sometimes you might have some deep connection, deep attachment with your mother, father, your family members, your daughter, your son, but sometimes they will go away from us. One day when they are going away from us, if we are unable to, absorb that experience and thinking like, it's okay, that's your life, you should go for your life. But some people, they don't like, if they are going away from us, they still need them to be with us every time, 24 hours. I have that experience. I don't have the time to share that story with you, that my experience with you. I have a kind of attachment with my mother, but whatever the way I try my best to make my mother happy, she doesn't become happy. It's not easy to make her happy. That's what I understood finally. Now today I'm 45 years old, too old. And I tried my best to make my mother happy, but she's not a person to make happy. It's not easy. So that's what I understood, like, I have some kind of attachment, like she became my mother, and I try my best to make her happy. But it's because of the desire I have for her, towards her. I try my best to give her food, clothes, medicine, money, everything, wherever I'm living. Whatever, even though I'm a monastic, I still need money, dollars. So I send some dollars to my mom. It's because for her clothes, medicine, food, and everything. But if I'm going through a lot of stress, anxiety, it's because of my mother. It's not good for me. That attachment is not good for me. And I finally understood, like, it's okay, that is her life, that's how she is going through her life, and I should try my best to be away from her. My normal desire, normal attachment is, that's my mother. But if I have some kind of attachment, like my mother needs to stay, or need to respect, whatever the thoughts, whatever the emotions I have, no, she's a different person, she's a different unit. That's it. I have for your question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wise talk today. Again, it's like when the attachment becomes excessive, that's when I think, what you were saying, it turns into something else, any behavior that becomes obsessive or takes over is the danger.
Yes, it's a danger. It becomes a kind of, you use a wonderful word like it's a danger. Yes, Buddha has used that word also in different contexts in the Theravada Sutras, like if we are having this kind of excessive desire, it becomes a kind of danger. We are not in a safe place. I mean, we are not safe. Safe means nothing will happen to us, but I mean, we will repeat in the sense of this birth of circle of birth and death. We will repeat this. We will continue this. That's what's happening. And but when it becomes, I mean, these attachments, we have to live with these attachments, but we don't know how we are going to pay for it. Like sometimes they will come to us like, these attachments come in the form of like sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers, sometimes children, friends. Yes, that's how it is happening. Yes, thank you so much, Sada. Any more questions? Yes.
Where is this temple with the two?
What is your name?
Phil.
Phil, okay. Yes, it's in Kandy district in Sri Lanka. It's in the middle part of Sri Lanka. It's a beautiful place, a beautiful area. The weather is also very good. It's in Kandy district, and if you go to Sri Lanka, first you will land in Colombo, just close to Colombo, and then you have to go in the middle part of Sri Lanka, and that's where this Tooth temple is, and it's a palace. This palace belonged to one of the kings in Sri Lanka, and later the king, he gave that temple, his palace, it's a beautiful palace, that palace to the the monks, and to have the tooth toilet. Now it's just like a temple today. It's a temple. No more questions means I'm happy.
Thank you. We will chant the page 4 and page 10. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them all. Deluding passions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them all. Dharma gates are limitless. I vow to study them all. Buddha's way is supreme. I vow to attain it. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and the sick find health relief. Name be Dupong Sunday, which is the March 30, I think Prashanti is going to chanting and meditation. This whole hour is going to be chanting and meditation. It's interesting. Yeah, whole book is going to chant, I believe.
Let's see how far we can see.
So please come and join, and we have tea and cookies. Thank you, Honorable Pannaloka, again about your nice talk and experience about the rebirth and everything. I think I should talk something, few words, give me a few words regarding about this place here, this part I'm talking, this tatami. What is called this one? Tatami, yes. We are planning almost 3 months, 4 months, we are looking to buy this kind of tatami, and it's very hard. We go to China, we go to Japan, we look online, everywhere. I think finally something we find. Padinam, can you bring it here? And still I need some advice. What are you thinking about which we purchased one piece only this time? We'll see how it is going to be. It looks not like a strong this much.